Hello, this is Mr. Bradsby. It's great to be back with you again today. We've been working on expressions and equations. Now, we haven't talked about the difference, but here is an example of an expression, 4n. What is 4n? It just sits there. It's just 4n. So it might be like in English, we could say, well, 4 needles. Well, what does that mean? 4 needles. We could say, well, it just sits there, you see. It's just an expression. It's not equal to anything. It's just an expression. Like being happy is an expression. So here's another one, 6 times a plus 2. Well, in English we might say 6 apples plus $2. So what? It doesn't make a lot of sense because it's not saying anything. Okay, now over here is an equation. See, this is not a sentence. 4n, it's just nothing. It doesn't. Now over here, an equation is really a sentence. Like 4 needles cost 28 cents. And if we solve for n, that's how much each needle would cost. See? So it's a complete sentence. 4 needles is equal to 28 cents. Or 4n is equal to 28. That's the way we read it in math. 4n is equal to 28. See, that's a complete sentence, where the 4n is just an expression, but is equal to gives you the verb and makes it a sentence. Here's another example of an equation. A minus 3 equals 17. Okay? So that's an equation. It's got a subject, A is A minus 3, is the verb, equal to 17. So it's a complete sentence, an equation, where an expression is just a term. This is a term for n. It's just an expression. Okay? Going to work with an expression here for a minute, because what you can do with an expression is, if you know the value of n, for example, you can find the value of the expression. We can find out. So let's say n is equal to 6. Okay? So 4n would be what? Well, what we do is we substitute for n here, we substitute the 6. So it's 4 times 6. Right? We're evaluating the expression for n, right here, when the value of n is 6. So 4 times 6, instead of 4 times n, it's 4 times 6. And 4 times 6, whoops, got the wrong color, is 24. So there we are. We evaluated the expression for n when n was 6. Here's the 6 times a plus 2, which is an expression. It's not an equation. It just sits there. But what if we say a is 5? Okay? Now again, a variable like a can substitute any kinds of numbers, right? Now an equation, though, we got to try to substitute one that makes it true. But here we're going to say a is 5. So 6 times a, we're going to substitute 5 for a. So instead of a, I'm going to put 5 and add 2 more. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 2, 32. So we evaluated 6 times a plus 2, and we got 32. All right, so here's another example. We have let a be 6. So a is going to be 6. And what is the value then of 2 times a plus 3? Well, again, a is going to be 6, so it's 2 times a, or 2 times 6. We substitute the a with the 6. So 2 times 6 plus 3. 2 times 6, well, the multiplication facts, that's 12. Plus 3 is 15. Okay, so that's how you do it. You take and substitute in, and we can evaluate what an expression is. Okay, please work these problems, and the teachers will be able to answer any questions you might have here. But this is evaluating expressions where we substitute in. So in problem 1, x is 9. So we would substitute that and get 5 times 9 plus 4. And you need to find the answer like we did in this problem. So find the answer, substitute in, evaluate what this expression is. Okay, and we'll go on with some equations after you finish working these problems. So put me on pause and work out these problems. The teachers can answer any questions you have when you get together in your class. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Now we're continuing on and we're talking about the equations, and we've done some equation work. Again, remember that an equation is a full sentence here. It says 36 in this example. 36 minus a is 22. So that's a full sentence. 36 minus a is equal to 22. What is a is always the question. So we have to solve the equation for a in this example. Okay, so let's see. How do we solve this? Well, 36 subtract a is 22. What number could a be so that when we subtract we get 22? Well, a can be could be numbers, but we want to find the one that's true. We don't want, for example, if I said, well, what about 9? 36 minus 9 is 27. So that's not right. That's false. And so 36 minus 10 is 26. So we got to find, well, we could do it a couple different ways. One, I could keep substituting in for a to find out what number works. 10 doesn't work. 11 is 25. 12 is 24. If a is 13, 36 minus 13 is 23. Oh, that's close. So 36 minus 14. 14 is 22. So that would work. Or we could say, what do I add to 22? Well, what do I add to the 2? Okay. I'm going to say then a equals. What can I add to the 2 to get 6? I could add 4, right? 2 and 4 is 6. What could I add to the 10s to, 20, to get to 3 or 30? 1. So a is 14. Does that work? Well, let's add the 22 and the 14. You get 36. So 36 minus 14 is 22. So I solved this equation for a is 14. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to solve some more equations. You've done some of this already in our past lesson. Okay, so I'll get some more problems and we can practice solving equations. 12. Divided by 6 is 1. Two plus 5. So solve these equations, and that's the end of the lesson. Thank you for having me in today. Have a great day.